All right, let's quickly see here if everything is good to go. Looks like the bit rate's a little bit low right now, but I think there's a good chance that it'll probably get better in a few moments here. Got good connection. Okay, all right, looks like we're ready to start. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good Thursday. Hope some of you guys got a nice trade on WLL. Honestly, I'll talk about it a little bit. That one really upset me a little bit yesterday. Twice in the afternoon. It's my fault. I tried to trade it. I almost got the best bounce ever, 30% bounce, and I was in the wrong account. By the time I switched, I missed the trade. It could have been the best bounce trade of the challenge, but I'm still a little bit annoyed about it. Today is, let's see, what day is today? Today's Friday. It's the 24th of April. It's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got another kind of 13 minutes till the market opens at 9:30. We'll wrap up trading like usual at 10:30, around 10:30 to 11. Check out the video description below for some FAQs, and let's dive into things. Good morning, everyone. Chat room is going off. Heiko, Paul, Shane, Julia, Chicho, Oscar. Good morning, guys. What's up, TI? Okay, so SPY closed yesterday at 279, right around here, and popping up here a little bit, 0.7%. So should be a little bit of a green open overall in the markets. Remember we talked about this top not too long ago. What day was that? Was that Tuesday or Wednesday? We drew this line, just kind of identifying that, we do have the original big bounce was here. We're kind of touching that area, so just keep that in mind. We do have the 180-day above. I wouldn't be surprised if we try to touch this area, but so far we have been seeing some resistance in these zones, and that's pretty much similar across all the indexes. We've been bouncing. We've had a pretty good run, and now we're kind of consolidating, right? Have a bit of a high across the board. Morning, Carmela. And here's the SPX, which is the SPY are the futures on the SPX. So this is the main one that we look at. And the NASDAQ as well. Nothing you guys can't check out on your own time, but sometimes, before you get started with the trading day, it's nice to have a little refresher of what the overall market's doing. So that's kind of why occasionally I'll go through it. Paul says Fed pumped this morning, by the way. I'm going to have to check that out. What's up, Peter? U.S. Fed balance sheet increases to a record of 6.62 trillion. Yeah, so they are hard at work, huh? I wonder if I can follow them on Twitter. It would be nice to get my alerts on Twitter. There they are. Stay connected. We'll go through the watch list in a second here. Continue. Am I already following the Fed? Let's see here. Let me go ahead and follow these guys. Could have swore I was following him. Look how slow my computer is right now. This is what happens when I'm streaming. I got TOS open. I got some browsers open. It's just a total disaster. I got my new SSD cards though. So I'm going to be switching out my thing this weekend, which should make the computer a lot faster. However, I don't want it to go wrong, so I already have a backup. I'm moving over the whole operating system, so it's a little bit scarier than you might think, so hoping for the best on that. All right, time to close out everything that I can. Let's go through the watch list. You know, I ran the scanner this morning. We had quite a bit on the scanner. It was showing about 38 stocks this morning. Let's see if that increases a little bit. Looks like it's still 38. The problem is there's not a lot of good quality on here in terms of small cap gap and go. I think MDGS might be the only real candidate. So let's go ahead and check it out. Having a nice little bottom bounce here, actually around 2.3, and I almost did a little pre-market buy on it, and I guess I probably should have because I'd be up 10%, probably close out that position. So pretty nice. Sebastian's off the Wi-Fi. That's always helps. Stream so far is going pretty well. Looks like we've had a few warnings, but at least we haven't had any breaks. Heiko says stop watching. Oh boy, I don't even want to say that out loud because I don't know what YouTube's going to do to me. I'm happy that the stream at least works. I don't need YouTube just all of a sudden taking it down. Maybe next month. So yeah, let's go through the watch list. 2 million market, 2 million float on MDGS. It's an Israel medical company. They recently have a partnership here. Let's go to long-term chart, talk about it a little bit more. MDGS, commercialize biogels to protect against coronavirus, and they're doing that with a partner. So a partnership, coronavirus news, commercialization of some protection gel, all around good stuff. I mean, these catalysts, we've seen similar catalysts, and they've exploded these small cap stocks, especially with the 2 million float. So this should be a pretty good rally with MDGS. And you know what? The fact that there's no other lead gappers isn't necessarily a bad thing. It could be a good thing because now more people are going to be focused on MDGS. So that's a good reason to to focus on that. Yeah, you guys are all over the place on here. And yeah, Satoshi. Well, we'll have to talk about that. I think that's probably a good idea. Just email me at alex@tradejournal.co. We should get on a call beforehand. Okay, so what I want to think about here with MDGS is, you know, what's the past performance with it? What have we seen in the past? And we've seen a lot of these failed, you know, spikes to the upside. You can just see them all over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're just all over the place. Big spike to the upside and then just a total sell-off. But the spikes usually open fairly low and then they run to the upside. So there is a bit of a morning gap and go, most likely. Here we had a big rally and then just a total crash. We do have some big resistance above. Let's check where the price is again right now. Roughly at 2.2. Found some big support and now kind of pulling to the upside. So around 2.2, 2.8, 3.5, we have some big term support and resistance or some longer term multi-month support and resistance zone. So I like to really focus on those areas. Right now it looks like we might break above VWAP. So yeah, MDGS could be a nice little trade here. I'll probably be looking at this one for the open. 120% gap up. It's been pretty thickly traded pre-market, so sometimes you got to watch out with that. But overall, I like it. Definitely my favorite one. Show Jose. It's a lot of fishies. A lot of fishies. Got another 4 minutes till the market opens. Let me know if you guys got any tickers on the move. Sue says MISO and THMO. Those were both former runners. Oops, MISO. Very strong gap and go. I don't typically like trading the gap and goes that are over $10, but yeah, I mean, pretty interesting move here. I'm gonna put this one on my watch list. I'm not even sure why this wasn't. Ah, it's okay. It's because I don't scan for stocks over $10. That's why. Actually, I think it's $15 is my limit. Let me quickly check here. Stock $50. No, I was wrong. I changed this to 50 recently. Then there's another reason this one's not on my list. I'm gonna have to figure out why. Anyway, strong rally though on MESO. Carmela says 81 million float on MESO. That's much higher than we typically look for, so maybe that's why it wasn't on my scanner. And THMO, yeah, I don't know how I feel about THMO. I don't really like the pre-market activity it's really doing. I don't know. It does have, definitely has a little bit of upside potential here to $15. Nice float, 5.7. Our shares outstanding. Does have a catalyst. Could be good as well. THMO. Again, a little bit higher my price target, but I don't know. Pre-market not moving as much as you would hope. It's already had a pretty big run from 168 to $8. I don't know. Mixed feelings about it. Not a lot of volume though. So out of the gate, MDGS, I'm going to be watching, and then MESO. I do actually like that pick as well, so good call on that. Big float though. I'm actually surprised it's made such a strong move pre-market with that float. Really, really intense. MDGS kind of selling off here. Getting aggressive with MDGS out of the gates could be a good opportunity with about 600 shares. If we start holding the 2.2 area, about 25% from the highs. 2.25 is big time support. Probably again around $2. Moving average is at 172. Is Fidelity good for day trading? I don't know. I don't use Fidelity myself. TOPS, Ernesto, I'm not sure. I haven't checked TOPS out. I lost a little bit of trust in it when I got direct public offering on, like, at what time was that? Like 10:45 at TOPS. Oh no, that was pre-market. I don't know. I didn't like it. Kind of staying away from it at the moment. Nice. Then Boy Claus could probably answer that question a little bit better. All right, guys. Good luck, everyone. Looks like the market's about to open here. Should be a hopefully interesting, productive day for everyone. I'm going to keep a close eye on the scanner. I'm also going to keep a close eye to see what some of the lead movers are and has the biggest volume, biggest percentage change, and just kind of go from there. MDGS does have a nice flow. It does have good catalyst. So definitely I'll be watching this one out of the gates. Here we go. Nice little 5% volume there. Looking to break above the 15-minute EMA right now. MDGS, $7 million volume so far. Struggling a little bit on the open. Still a bit of selling volume here on this one. Kind of an intense quick drop there. Sell-off is still continuing here. WLL pulling back as well. Could be a bounce here. THMO, MESO, all top movers. MESO has some of the biggest dollar volume, so good call on that one. Could see a bit of a bounce here with MDGS. Just going to take a quick look at MESO. MESO got a big move out of the gate. I think it got halted here. Yep, it was halted. Should open up again fairly soon. MDGS still pulling back. Sell off a bit more aggressive than I would have expected. Could be a red to green move though at one point, but still right now we're kind of trading under VWAP and sell off continues. Kidding. Keeping a close eye on MDGS while we're watching MISO here. I gotta say this is a pretty strong gap and go move. Had a nice little rounded bottom here. Then a good solid breakout. With a float like that, I'm pretty surprised, but hey, there we go. THMO out of the gates, had a pretty sketchy open, kind of choppy. Going back to MDGS, looks like it's trying to find its place here. Bounce was weak, most likely it will continue pulling off. Yeah, that's a good call, Boy Claws. So do you want to be careful with these? What he means by back holders is a lot of these failed spikes, there will be either day traders or people buying up maybe on some watch list because these things get hyped up, and then anytime these things spike up, people will go ahead and sell their positions. That's really what the back holding means. People that just are holding on to a bad trade, not even really an investment. They just want to sell that at the first opportunity. And right now MDGS is looking a little bit like it's just a back holder stock. Auto trade. Auto send? Yeah, I usually do check auto send. Sometimes I take it off. Heiko's already skeptical with MDGS. Yeah, we've seen a few of these stocks just kind of selling off the rest of the day. It's good to be skeptical. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on this one. It breaks under 16. Well, I think it's breaking down right now. But just in case, would like to see this one break down. MESO opening up here. Whoo, aggressive open there. I wouldn't probably trade this with more than, I don't know, 100 shares, maybe 80 shares or something like that. That'd be a full position size for me. MDGS bouncing a little bit here. MESO ripping again out of the halt. Having quite a tough time. Wouldn't be surprised if this thing got halted on the way down. Let's see where it goes. Could also just rip higher. Very active mover. Overall, nice volume came in though. I got to give it to it. Decent volume. Looks pretty healthy. And making a new high here at 1975. Woo! I would not be the one to be buying the breakout on MISO at almost $20. That is just not for me. But this could be a good move. I mean, it got halted before. Could get halted again. Could be an absolute ripper. Here we go. Can we break 20? MDGS pulling back now. Keeping a close eye on this one. Pulled all the way down to 209. Having a little bit of a bounce here, maybe. So far, a lot of selling volume. Buying around 2 for a bounce wouldn't be a bad idea, but was kind of waiting for this one to go down just a little bit more. MESO at 1920. So far, wasn't able to break the $20. Hike was pretty cynical towards it. Yeah, trade K-share. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm not totally sure why I didn't see it on my scanner. So good point on that, but congrats on the trade. Having a nice little bounce in this area. Just gonna go back to Misu. Is Misu halted or is my TOS super laggy right now? It was only halted once that I ever see. 35. It's very weird. Not sure what's going on with Misu. MDGS. Some weak bounces in this area. I'd be a little bit careful. So far, it just still seems like it's selling off. I was going to try to buy this bounce here. I was looking for one more pullback, maybe around 203. That was kind of my goal on this one. We got to pull back to about 207, just maybe. It's hard to say. But yeah, I was waiting for a bit more of a pullback on that. Yeah. I'm not totally sure what happened with Misu. It doesn't look like it's halted. Oh yeah, it is halted. Okay, it just came in on the 40. All right, so this one's gonna be another 5-minute halt. I might actually buy this one if it pulls back a little bit out of the halt. All right, let's see what you guys are. Do I know how to set up a 1-second time frames from Satoshi? I don't use the 1 second, and I don't think TD Ameritrade has 1 second. What TD Ameritrade does have is they have the tick value, so you can see the ticks. But I don't like the tick value because you don't see. It's hard to say where the volume is. Is the volume on the red candles or the green candles? You can't really tell that with the tick. And on the time, you don't have the you don't have less than that, so you only have a minute. Here we go, MDGS. Could be pulling back again one more time here. Look who it is. Alex is in the chat room. Alex was my old roommate in New York City when I went to school there. So far, no trades from us. Just kind of watching the market. MESO out of the gates probably would have been the ticket, but that instantly got halted. So you would have had to jump on that either pre-market or literally buying basically as a market order into the open. Which is not really one of my favorite ways to trade, especially with TOS, since we all know the first 3-4 minutes with TOS is just absolutely miserable. So I kind of let that one slide. Otherwise, I'm still looking at MDGS, but it's not the hottest market for small cap gap and goes still. I'm stuck on market, not day. How do I get off market and put it on day? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Tommy. Are you talking about market and limit orders? So I'm going to go ahead and scan, see if we're looking at the top movers. So far we have good connection with the stream, which is nice. MDGS to 2, good call on that. I'm watching it. PSTI and AXAS are 2 stocks I'm not actually looking at. And I saw you guys call PSTI out on the chat, so should have been a little bit more vigilant on that. AXAX. And then we have, here we go, ENSV as well. ENSV. Yeah, so we hit 206, it looks like this time. Could have a bit of a bottom bounce on MDGS. Could be a little bit of a red to green. Big time support zone here. Usually things I do look for. I probably would not buy it unless it was on a dip and MDGS. I don't feel confident enough to where I'd want to buy this one on a breakout. So I'm going to go ahead and put an alert there. MISO 1683. Ay, ay, ay. This thing is still here. I don't know. What's going on with that one? Okay, let's check out some of these other movers. PSTI, again, over $10. Really, really not stuff that I want to be looking at, but 10% move there doesn't really get me too excited. I don't know. It has decent dollar volume, though. AXAS under sub $1. You guys know how I feel about that, but at least there's some movement. 26%, perfect entry, perfect exit. Also not, phenomenal. ENSV really starting to rally here. Had a strong breakout from pre-market high. I see you guys saying UCO. MDGS broke 2. It didn't break 2, did it? UCO. Yeah, also not something. I don't trade ETFs. MESO is finally moving again, guys. So it was unhalted. I should have watched that unhalt, but well, let's see. On the 5-minute, we got a 15-minute EMA. We also had the former breakout zone right around here at about 15.6. So it could have been a good entry. I'm just going to watch this one a little bit closer. Don't really want to get halted in on one of those big moves to the downside. Big volume overall though on MESO. Check out the candles. Whoo! This could be another dip. Ay. MDGS having a nice little bounce off the twos, the low twos. Kind of what I was looking for, but I wanted to get aggressive more around the 205, 203 kind of spread, but didn't really get that opportunity. Might have been a little bit too conservative. Yeah, I mean everyone's got a different style trading strategy. For me, I like to focus on these small caps. If I do ETFs, I'm usually looking for swing trading or investing or something like that. For these small caps, I'm looking for something that could rip, 30, 40, 50% in a few minutes, and you don't get that with ETFs. That's why I don't trade them. Uh-oh. It's getting tempted. That's a slippery slope, Heiko, but if you go long, let me know. If if MESO falls off here, that's going to be pretty exciting to watch. I don't know if it will, but I do know that there's big time support around the 14.5 area. If the window's too loud, I have the window open right now and the birds are chirping pretty hard. So if it gets too loud, let me know. I use my Gap and Go scanner that I have that kind of rigged up with TD Ameritrade. In the video description below, I got a whole video on how to use it and how to import it into your TOS. There are probably better paid for things. There are better paid for things. But at the moment, I'm trying to do... The goal and the original of the challenge was to do everything with kind of TOS and kind of make it work for free. But I might be switching over to an offshore broker just so I can trade more. So, there's a lot of things you can upgrade. Here we go, guys. Here's the crack. No, yes. Waiting for it. Oh, man, I thought that was it. Whew. Man, I would be a nervous cat if I was long MESO right now. Let them suckers chirp. Yeah, they're going pretty hard out there. It's probably making some babies or something. Miso getting ready for VWAP cross. Watch, it might just jump in there. Yeah, Satoshi, good call. Yeah, I'm watching it out of the corner of my eyes. It's kind of just consolidating here at this 2.25 area, but it is kind of creeping up here. There it goes. Good call. There it goes. That was just a little quick old rip here. Could be a red to green move on it. Finally had some more volume coming in. This is kind of what I've been waiting for, just a little bit of volume. Had a pretty healthy pullback here to 217. Spiked on back up. Don't feel too comfortable with MDGS though. I don't. It's been kind of an awkward play. I'm sure the Germans will like that one. Nice, Peter. I'm going to put alert here if it breaks above. MDGS, MISO back at 16.8, so it did break higher here. Did find somewhat of a bottom. This is a little PR that came out. Double to after the company reported and ventilators, pending innovation. Severe distress. About 10 days, variety of experimental. So good catalyst just came out, literally just came out. Usually you don't see news articles coming out within the first 30 minutes of trading. So no trades yet for me. It's a bit unfortunate. I was really hoping that I would be able to get a bit more aggressive in the first 15 minutes of the market open, but didn't really feel the need to get aggressive on anything. MESO pre-market actually would have been the ticket, but like I said, yeah, just kind of snoozed a little bit on that one, I suppose. MDGS pulling back as well as MESO just a little bit here. Giulio is wondering what offshore broker I'm looking at. I'm actually looking at CMG Group. Wait, I always get the CMEG. It's actually the one that Ross Cameron recommends, because to be honest, I've never actually used an offshore broker before, besides like my European brokers, but that's, I feel like, a little bit different. So I'd probably go with his recommendation as he has more experience with that. CMEliteGroup.com is their website. Here we go, guys. Pulling back here on MESO. This is what I've been waiting for. I kind of want to see if 15 holds. Gotta admit, I'm kind of surprised it did hold. First pullback was 22%. This pullback's around 11% at the low. MDGS back at 2.3. MDGS finally broke above 2.38, now 2.44. Nice move. Congrats to anyone that got long that. Yep, Satoshi, that's totally true. So yeah, even though TOS has a lot of issues, the fact that it has no fees is really nice, and it's actually the only reason I decided to do a small account challenge. Otherwise, I probably would have started with closer to $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 per position size. But it was nice. We were able to grow the account very nice and consistently. That we just wouldn't be able to do it with high fees unless we were using leverage. Then we could technically do it. MDGS back at 2.5, really nice turnaround on that one. Whip right above VWAP. I like the activity coming back into here. You can see definitely day traders are paying attention to it again. Two big volume candles on this, looking pretty healthy. I gotta say, I'm kind of impressed on this move here. So far, no trades for me. I'm not totally sure about that. I don't believe so, Gideon. I don't think non-Americans can trade TOS. I'm using between $1,000 and $1,500 position sizes depending on if I want to trade 2 or 3 times a day. TRNX shot up from Marco. ENSV still pulling back. That was a big runner. Yeah, so getting aggressive here in the big support zone would have been a good way to play MDGS. That was kind of what I was thinking about, but somehow I couldn't get myself to do it. So I don't know. Guess I'm still a little bit sloppy ever since I've been sick. I have no idea. I got to get back into the game. Hopefully next week I'm a little bit more coherent. Yeah, for sure, Shane. Definitely, without a question. And yeah, so pulling back here. MDGS 2.7. $15 getting chipped away, $14.75. That was the final. That was the big dip we've been waiting for. Big support around $14.77. I just missed that turnaround. Was a little bit too slow here. Yeah, damn. That's unfortunate. That was the first turnaround that I was looking for. Wasn't quick enough. Man, I've been missing those left and right lately. Missed 3 of those yesterday. I usually snag those. Those are usually like my bread and butter setups. A little bit annoyed on that, but whatever. That's just how it is sometimes. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. MDGS had a nice breakout. Could have a secondary move right now. I'll give it a little bit more time. See what happens here. It's officially 10:02. Could this be a break higher? Let's see, 275. Yeah, that pump on MESO would have been the really solid first trade. That's kind of what I was looking for. I would have closed probably for, I don't know, 5% profit. I don't know. It's not the biggest winner. Whatever, it's fine. WLL, that one really ticked me off yesterday. That was a 30% bounce, and I tried to enter it, and I was in the wrong account, and I would have had the perfect entry. That kind of bothered me. That was like pure amateur hour on my end. I'm gonna have a little piece of chocolate. That was a good question, Proud Dad. Let me know if you figure it out, because I kind of want to turn them off as well. Probably under like education or help or tools or market watch or something like that. Visualize my calendar. Here we go. Futures, economics, conference calls, dividends. I don't know. I would have to play around with that. Don't really have time right now. Morning, the real one. MDGS just constantly breaking out here. Whew, this has not been my week. I am just freaking missing setups left and right. At least we're getting some action. That's pretty fun. It was kind of a slow morning. So now we're getting a bit of a turnaround. Good fun to watch here. AXAS looks like could be a little bit of a turnaround story as well. Yeah, let it rip. I mean, I'm always learning from you guys. Miso at 16. Ay, ay, ay. That would have been a really, really nice snag. Don't you think that it's a really good trade? Often it's the first 30 minutes. I'm not totally sure if I get that statement, but I do like trading the first 30 minutes the most, if that's what you're saying. MDGS, I gotta say, is really really quite impressive. I'm trying to think when I would have traded this one, and honestly, it's kind of this big support line bounce area, kind of red to green move is probably where I should have got aggressive. I was a little bit hesitant because it didn't have much volume on it, but that would have been the ticket. Put a limit order on MDGS at 253 just to kind of put it on my watch list a little bit closer here. What I want to really be focusing on is maybe a potential big dip again on MESO, although I'm not sure if we're going to get that anymore. I think I might have missed that one. Just checking if there's any other stocks that I've totally looked over today. I kind of feel like there is. PSTI, MDGS, and THMO. Not a lot of volume in the small cap world. I mean, we've got MESO, but with that market cap and that amount of shares outstanding, it's not a small cap. That's a big reason I didn't pay as much attention to it. And OSTK. Yeah, I gotta say. Yeah, that's why MESO wasn't on my scanner. It's not a small cap. I don't know how that just hit me, but check out their market cap, 1.6 million. So I stopped scanning for 500 million. That's where I stopped my scanner. So it was too big for the scanner. Travis, this is ThinkorSwim from TD Ameritrade. CHK from Matt. Yeah, reverse split, that's been going up a lot. Not sure if they have news. Halted. This is a classic stock I'm typically absolutely not interested in. But it's moving, it's got volume. I mean, this is what traders are looking at, so I can't be too judgmental towards it. I just don't like it myself. MISO at 16.6. That would have been a really solid dip buy. I would have got out way too early, but that was kind of the one I was looking for. MDGS kind of watching here. Could be a little bit of a backside of a move. Could have an entry right here at 53. A little bit of support coming in, but most likely a bit more of a dead cat bounce right here in this area. Not totally sure how I'd want to trade MDGS. I typically like to look for a 5-minute setup if I'm a little bit undecided, which I'm not really feeling or seeing at the moment. I would probably say that, you know, mid 245 could be a good reversal point, so I'm going to keep an eye out for that. MISO, it is curling a little bit here, finding some support. Could be a, you know, we broke about above VWAP with some decent volume. This could be a secondary run past 17 here. MISO could be a possible nice entry coming up here. We did have a nice break at VWAP. Are having a little bit of a pullback. Volume on the sell wasn't too strong as of yet. MISO could start curling here. This could be a good setup here. Kind of holding this area pretty well. If we start curling back up here, I might be getting long around. Let's see what we get. Could be the breakout here at 17. Looking pretty healthy. Has some big sellers though on it. That's a little nervous about that one. MDGS at almost $3 now. 10:16 a.m. Not one of my favorite times to trade. See if 16 holds. Definitely decent buyers there. They're trying. Looking for a partial entry at 57. Already curling up. Didn't pull back hard enough. Been a little bit too conservative, I would say, on my entries lately today. See what happens. Not really some of my favorite setups, so that's fine. MDGS 2.9, keeping a close eye on that one. I would like to see MESO curl back up, and I think it could. So I'm just kind of just watching it here a little bit. Here we go. 16.4. Kind of what we've been waiting for. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, this one moves kind of intense, huh? It's a lot of volume behind it, which is good. I like to see that volume. Having a bit of a VWAP bounce here. I probably would not be buying this breakout. To me, we're a bit on the backside of the move. We need to find a new base here, maybe a higher low. $10.19 now. MDGS, wow, absolutely ripping. Congrats to anyone that got long this one. This was a good curl spot right here. Started moving higher again. No trades yet for me. Bit of a pause off kind of day on me. Heiko made 117 on MDGS. Nice work. This was a really kind of a sweet but slow curl today. Solid trade. Ugh. Kind of have not really committed to any one trade. Looking back at MESO right now, maybe having that pullback we've been waiting for. 15.6, definitely some big support here. Doesn't look like it's going to be pulling back anymore. This could be the higher low. Nice, Carmela, 274, good stuff. $10:22 a.m. Let's kind of see what's going on here. Does look like MESO might be pulling back higher. Needs to hold this area for a little bit. If we start moving back above VWAP, I might be getting aggressive. Or any sort of more aggressive pullback. Looks like it's pulling back right now. MDGS is just absolutely ripping it. Big moves here. XOG, yeah, XOG, I don't know. Like I said in the beginning, I wasn't really too interested in it. It's just the only thing that actually had a bit more of a percentage move to the upside. But like I said, I probably won't be paying much attention to it. I just kind of wanted to put 2 tickers to potentially keep an eye on. Some of these dip buys on it have been kind of interesting, but I don't know. I also don't like trading sub-dollar usually, so there's that. Nice, this is good. I got Satoshi watching MDGS. Makes me feel like I can watch MESO a bit closer here. Kind of boxing itself in. Volume has been going down. Looking for a big break on it at one point. MDGS pulling back a little bit here. One of the first kind of more aggressive potential pullbacks. Still inching along though. It's pretty healthy rally here. 20%. Here we go. Had a bit more selling volume coming in here. Having a bit of a pullback. Doesn't really mean the move's over. Just a little bit of consolidation. Got my alerts on MESO, see if it breaks 16. Could be the second curl right now. Looks like it found a little bit of a consolidation area. Yulia, as long as you make profits, there's really no selling too early. (10:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time). We got MESO breaking up. MDGS could be pulling higher again. No trades yet for me. It's kind of an unusual morning, but it's just how it is sometimes. Missed several of my entries by just a few cents, so that's a little bit one of those days. MESO pulling up higher now. I feel much more comfortable potentially trading MDGS than MESO. I'm not totally sure why, but MESO kind of gives me a little bit of the shivers. Probably because it's in a price range with a float and a market cap of all things that I typically do not look for. But I do like this setup here. I like this little bottom that we found. I like that we're kind of consolidating here. This could be a really nice break above 17 not too long from now. So that's what I would be looking for with MESO, either getting in now or at the break, but that's what I would be looking for at. But again, I just don't feel super comfortable with it. MDGS pulling back here a bit more aggressively. Could break 3 here. No, it looks like it's holding. Could have been a potential for an entry around high 2s, but looks like it already is bouncing. Oh, here we go. Could be a pullback here. Nope. MESO 1638, MDGS back at 3. Bounce was a little weak there. Buyers still coming in, but I wouldn't trust this bounce. Yeah, really sweet trade, Carmela. Whew. Now 310 getting chipped away. This could be a good little reversal. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Yeah, MESO, I probably would have traded this one pretty wrong, so I'm happy I was a bit more cautious with it. It's just not a classic stock stats that I'm looking for, so a lot of times those I'll be a little bit more cautious. Not to mention now it's already after 10:30 a.m., so extra cautious there. This would have been the big reversal trade that I was looking for that I kind of missed out on, so that would have been really my one main trade today. Nice, $3 to big time bounce on. We did not crack $3. Solid little bounce in this area, 7%, not too shabby at all. Look at this, ENSV has just been kind of selling off. Someone kind of found late on the watch list, and it's been a rough one. Although some of these bounces are definitely tradable on the backside of the move. MESO still pulling back. MDGS. Yeah, quite a fun little morning. Unfortunately, we did not snag anything, but you guys had some really good trades, so that's pretty cool. I'll have to be thinking what I want to do today. I don't want to be, trading much longer, but I'll probably take a quick break and then I'll think about, I don't know, I'll look for any potential good dip buys or setups or maybe some consolidation and then breakouts higher. I think MDGS could give us a good little setup here in maybe the next 10 minutes. Yeah, nice entry hike on that. And you're able to take profits twice, average out. Really sweet done deal. MESO pulling back here. I could see MESO having a ferocious pullback today at one point. Just like an absolute like 40% dip. Quick little pullback buy on MDGS. Some bigger volume on this one. Yeah, Peter, that's a really good refresher. It's really easy to mix those things up. That's kind of what I've been saying about being extra cautious with MESO. Even though you would think MDGS is what you want to be cautious on, but which is true. But I guess it's really whatever you're more comfortable with. Here we go, MDGS having a bit of a pullback here. Secondary pull. $10:40 a.m. Want to keep that in mind. Good time to be a little bit more cautious. Getting a little bit of bounce in this area. Let's see if we can break back above 3. That's kind of my short-term goal here. So far was not able to do it, unfortunately. Looks like I was just a little bit too... I don't know. That bounce wasn't too bad. 5% didn't really go as strong as I was hoping for. Looks like we're about to have one more pull under VWAP right now. Still a lot of selling pressure here. right? Just watching this one a little bit longer. Go pulling back a little bit more. So yeah, VWAP bounce wasn't really my target. I was looking for a bit of just a quick bounce on this one, so I guess I held it a little bit too long. Let's kind of see what we can get out of this one. Looking to close this position pretty soon here. Bit of an average down on it. Where I actually wanted my original entry to be. So let's see what we get out of this one. $68, $65. Got to watch out here. Don't want to hold this too long. Got to be very careful here. Down 100, down 200, 161. Should be bouncing soon here. If it doesn't bounce, I'm gonna have to get out and take this loss. $65. Bit of a bounce coming in now. Make sure I'm not missing any news articles coming out here. This is a dangerous time to be trading. Having a little bit of a bounce here, coming in again. This will most likely be a loss no matter what happens. Just going to see how I can close this potentially here. So this is actually the original trade I wanted at the 69. This first trade, I don't trade VWAP bounces. I was looking for a quick little bounce there. I just missed my exit on it, and then I missed my stop a little bit. So that was pretty poor trading on my end. Just a little note to self there. Back to the 70s, back to 69. I want to see 69 really hold and actually kind of have a little bit more momentum here, kind of coming in. We do have some pretty nice green volume candles. So let's see what we get. Was fairly aggressive sell-off that we saw on this one. I don't see this bounce being more than 10%, so I want to keep a close eye on that. A lot of these backside move bounces aren't really more than 7, 8%. Sometimes they'll go to 12, 20%, but usually that's not on the first bounce. They'll be like a few pullbacks. Back to 69 here. Taking on a little bit more risk than I wanted to. gonna have to close this trade for a loss, unfortunately. Let's see what we can get out of it. Going past a little bit my max stop here. No news. No reason. A little bit of overselling. It's been a tough month for me. Ay, ay, ay. And don't get sick, guys. Getting sick totally takes you off your groove. It's been a tough April. 267, having a little bit of a bounce here. It's kind of what I've been waiting for. I knew we were going to get a pullback at one point. I think unfortunately I'm going to have to hold this loser a little bit longer than I would wanted to hope for. 2.6. $63. Forming a bit of a bottom here. Fortunately, this is a bit bigger of a position size since I doubled down on the pullback, which I don't typically do. But what I was looking for was kind of to average down because I like the second trade opportunity. That's typically what I look for. Here we go, pulling back at 257. Really not what I want to be seeing here. 57, 56, getting chipped away. $55, might have to sell on the 55. Pulling back up. Sure is an emotional roller coaster, this trade. Really don't want to see this get chipped away here. This could be my bigger loss of the challenge. Nothing like streaming your losers. Closing at 55. Aye. Try to close it there. I didn't get the exit. 1 second here. Ah, this is a fat loss, guys. 270. I closed for a $270 loss. Probably at the worst spot, but you know, I went past my 255 max stop loss and I couldn't hold any longer than that. Unfortunately, I really do think this is probably the turnaround spot. Yeah, oh, that's so painful. That's one way to enter a weekend with a $300 loss. Woohoo! That's unfortunate. I think we can all learn a lesson here, and I don't know what that would be, but I always say don't average down into losers. I treated the loser as a second trade, so that's a little bit why I did that. This is definitely probably the reversal here. That's a little bit painful. Here we go. Let's see what happens. 252. I think I got out at the perfect low. Yeah. That was a big loss. That was a really big loss. I just, you know, when the stocks sell off, you got to cut your losses, and this was a really big loss. What I was worried about is, you know, since it's 10:51, I don't like trading after 10:30. I say it over and over again. I was really worried that there was going to be a direct offering, some sort of news that comes out. because the amount this thing is selling off is a bit more aggressive than you typically see. So usually you'll get some sort of bounce at one point, but if the sell-off is this aggressive, you'll start seeing some I don't know, potential for a news article that comes out that's really, really bad. So this is kind of like pre-selling leading up to it. Yeah, so that's a bit unfortunate, really, really unfortunate here. Oh well, it happens. You win some, you lose some. Today was a red day. Today was probably my biggest red day of the challenge. Yeah, so buying dips is actually one of my favorite ways to trade, and it's my most profitable way to trade. My mistake here was not closing out this trade for a small loss, and the entry here was a bit too early. Here we go. This thing's still pulling back, so now we'd be down like $300, $400. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Just how it is sometimes. So yeah, 600 and I think I'm officially back at break even for the month. March was a killer good month. It was my best month. April I just didn't get it. All right, guys, I'm gonna actually wrap up the stream there. We're getting close to when I wrap up anyway, and I'm out of trades for the day. Well, I could do more trades, but then I would be out of trades for tomorrow. So I'm gonna wrap up trading there. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you guys for the recap video where I talk about this horrible trade and some other things. And yeah, guys, I will see you then first thing Monday morning at 9:15 a.m. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. And make some awesome trades, guys. Till next time. Ciao, ciao.